there, Sagittarius. Welcome to Straight Talking Tarot. This reading is for the new moon in Scorpio that's coming up on the 13th of November, 9:27 GMT time, so it's in the morning. A great day to be putting intentions out in order for you to manifest any of your sort of criteria or whatever it is that you want to bring into fruition or to release. It is, after all, in the sign of Scorpio, so it is a really good one also to start anew. And there's a sense of brand new beginnings. Okay, I've got here Light Seers Tarot. I've used this deck for all the readings, and you are the last of the three signs, not quite the last, but this is the last element that I'm recording, and this is for the fire signs. So this is, of course, any Sagittarius placements that whoever's watching this, if you're here, it's because there's a message for you. Maybe you're attracted to the title. But I've got the Light Seers Tarot, and for you guys, have decided to go for the energy deck. The Energy Oracle cards by, I forget her name now, Sandra Taylor. Anyhow, this is a lovely deck as well. Okay, so just a bit of what I'm getting for the Sagittarians. You have been struggling. It has been a struggle for Sagittarians for a long time now. And this could be a really major new cycle beginning for you, just generally for not only for, of course, the next few weeks that's coming, but it is imperative that the few weeks coming up from this reading that you start cultivating on things that's really important for you. Okay, there could have been, sort of a lot of financial constraints. There could have been difficulty. Maybe for each door that you open, one was closing, or you're finding that you've come to dead ends. Or either that, or you found something and then people just change your mind and pivot and then let you go. Whatever, that kind of energy is what I've been finding with Sagittarius, what I'm picking up as well. You have been wanting to put certain things into place, and you've also been really wishing and making your prayers heard. And I really feel that it's now time for you to start really cultivating on great possibilities and really seeing where your opportunities lie and what it is that you want to really start making the most of. What do you want to do that's actually going to be able to get you building something? Okay, and I feel this is very, very important for you Sagittarians. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm going to open the first card. Okay, so I've got here the Ten of Pentacles is on the inverted. All right, but I'll read it on both ways. So in some way, community is very important for you Sagittarians. I feel like you really want to have a role within a community or a family unit even, and for some of you it could also include actually being around children. So it could be that you may be educating children, maybe some of you are going into nannying or some kind of childlike aspect. Okay, also for you, some of you could be that maybe some inner child work would be really important for you at this time, so you can actually start bringing forth relationships that really mirror the healing or the passage of letting your old self go. Okay, a lot of people time and time again, and particularly at this time, are now being faced with their self-sabotaging patterns. Perhaps there's some of the patterns that they've lived by that's become normal, and the habits that they've been living by. And also in doing that, they find that actually they've not been able to create or carve the life they've really thought that they could. Okay, I feel like with the Sagittarians, you have a massive possibility for grandness. Okay, like something really huge, something very powerful, something very empowering, and it is now time for you to actually start taking the steps to do that. Let's have a look. I think also it's about meeting of the minds with you guys. Okay, well, there you are as well. So I've just opened the second card, and it's the Three of Coins. Okay, so I'll hold it. Okay, so it's really important that you're going to actually start meeting of the minds, meeting the people who really have your back, who are willing to invest in your kind of work situation, who are who are actually on the same page with your values as well. Okay, so if you're going to work with a community, I feel community is really important, or working in a team or in a partnership. But I do feel maybe it's more of a team than a partnership. You might have more than one person, more than two people involved, but definitely more than yourself. And it could be that you're actually facilitating some group work, some community work, and actually actioning some kind of maybe even spiritual work. Okay, that's something that you can grow. And when I say spiritual work, I'm really talking about your soul work. Okay, that something that no longer is just for the sake of doing it, but has to have meaning and something very soulful. All right, I think this, another sign got this card as well. I want you to actually really follow. If you look at this as a traffic light system, and I really love this card, I want you to maybe monitor if you're going towards something and you're not sure. Instead of being in your head, come back into your body and ask yourself, where is this a green light? Okay, so are you feeling moved to go into your this job or this partnership or this particular project or whatever it is? Okay, it's going to be different for everybody, but I think it's really important that you really allow yourself to be seen as well by others. Okay, it's now time for you to come out of your shell. Like I said, this was inverted, and I feel like you've really come, Sagittarians, some of you anyway for sure, that this is now time to reveal your greatness. Okay, you do have something massive, major to make an impact in the world, and perhaps even leave a legacy, okay, for something for the future. So, you know, whoever you are watching this, if you've got an idea that's going to really help to transform people or transform the planet or make a difference to the planet, we've got a product or you've got some ideas, this is a really, really good time for you to actually start generating the foundation of it, or definitely start following through on that, okay? Because you will get the right people to come into your team. All right, I've got two cards here. Again on the inverted, but I'm going to read it on the upright because the cards have actually been so many times shuffled. So you have the King of Wands. So if you've been feeling a bit, you know, this is your sign, fire sign, okay? So this is about, if you've been feeling a bit without your mojo, without the sort of strength and stuff, this is a now opportunity for you to turn it on its head. All right, this is now a time to say enough is enough. I'm going to go for what I want. You know, it's really time for you to bring things down to earth. Start grounding your ideas. That's what I want to say. Okay, and you know, you are a very kind of not changeable signs, but you can also you have the ability to really tune in to the tone of life, to the energy of life. And what's going on around you. So I feel like you can also produce something that would be really have a mark for you, you know, in the long term. So think along those terms, okay? Think along the terms of, rather than short-term goals, well, have the short-term goals because we do need them, okay? So you might need to earn some money to be able to pay your bills, what have you, and then you've got a project that you know is going to take some time to build up, you know, to get advertised, to perhaps take it out into your community or actually even start doing the work, all right? But it is really important that you actually start thinking in terms of the long term. So, you know, you might choose some elements of your work to be, you know, immediate. So it's like, you know, you can just straight away go for it. And other ones, it's going to take some time, some negotiation, and maybe some work on it, okay? And I'm getting the word practice as well. So I feel like some of you might want to be practicing something. And with that word, I think it's like about generating, building something up, okay? Kind of, you know, one line at a time, one day at a time. Say, for example, you want to write, okay, or build a business that's meaningful to you. Show up every day to do something around that. Okay, so if it's writing, maybe start writing in your journal every day. If you haven't got a book yet in mind or a title in mind, then just start doing something every day to start bringing that into fruition, into reality, where it becomes maybe from nothing happening to actually going into the green light, okay? Now, this is down to you, and I feel that somehow you do know exactly what it is, and you'll definitely get the clarity for sure as well. And if some of you haven't got that clarity at the moment, if you ask for it, you're going to get it. And I'll tell you why for sure as well, because you've got the Ace of Pentacles here with the Knight of Wands. Okay, for me, the Ace of Pentacles is definitely an opportunity, and it could be an unexpected opportunity as well, okay? Because we also have Uranus aspecting Mars during this new moon in Scorpio, so things can come out of the blue. Again, looking at this image as well, and what I'm picking up is it's something that you have already within you, something you can offer that's very specific to you, and it's something that you can actually start really growing your roots and actually start building something up. I'm getting also some of you actually might need to travel. You might want to go somewhere else in order to find yourself, so you can get rooted in the right situation and in the right circumstances. And again, with that, I'm just picking, it can be an environment. So maybe some of you need to leave an environment. It could be a marriage, it could be a home life, or it could be a workplace, or even move your thinking, where you can actually start developing your ideas, or certain believing that you can actually create the kind of legacy or the projects, okay, that you're going to want. For some reason, a lot of these readings, I have to say, have been much more tangible, much more work related. Okay, and it could be the possibility because we've had recently the South Node eclipse, the lunar node rather, the solar node eclipse in Taurus. Opposite that is Scorpio. Now we're still in the Scorpio new moon, which also means it's these things that actually we need to kind of end. Okay, and with that ending could come this need to actually start afresh and start anew, and it could also mean being solo or even going on it on your own for some. Okay, when I say going on your own, you might be going on it your own, so maybe having to leave a situation that was you were a part of, but then also beginning to think about where can you team up and whom can you team up and who can you join your forces with. And this is particularly compounded by the Ten of Pentacles, because the Ten of Pentacles is always about people who are really loyal to you, who can really see your wealth, your greatness, your sort of abundance, if you like. Okay, let's just leave this here for a moment. I might come back to it and refer to it with the other cards, but let's have a look. Okay, wow, oh my goodness, beautiful. Sagittarians, you've got the happy family. I mean, this is, to me, I mean, well, this is a number 4. This is definitely, you know, like the Ten of Pentacles, what you call it? You know, even in Ten of Cups, actually, you know, again, community, happy family, joining forces, bringing joy into the world through your abilities, and also bringing joy into your life through that as well. So this is a real opportunity for you, again, linking and bonding with the right-minded types of people. If there's any Sagittarians here, I'd really love to have your comments and see if this is resonating. But I find that the Happy Family card is very much like the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. It's when you're together with people that really bring you joy and really kind of get to see who you are. All right, this is kind of like the heightened version of, you know, the kind of the Ace of Cups, Ten of Cups energy. Let's have a look at this next one. All right, wow, okay, and Daughter Spirit as well. So here we've got the Daughter Spirit. I feel like in some way, be open to receiving messages from Spirit, okay? You've got to be open to it. You know, you've got to consciously intend that I now receive messages from Spirit to guide me, all right? And that will lead you, all right, towards your related people, your soul family, the family that's going to bring you a lot of joy, a lot of you know, sort of playfulness, a sense of joy. I mean, those two are really similar for me, and I think it's just incredible. And it is really quite nice because I've also got Sagittarius rising. That's my ascendant. And I find that sometimes I really resonate with the ascendant readings as well. That's if I listen to other you know, tarot people on YouTube. And it really does resonate for me. But coming back to your thing, and I really feel like some kind of spiritual practice. It could be just walking, you know, at the moment as well. The energy is quite intense with Mars in Scorpio. So you might find yourself, your mind to be quite busy, quite agitated, because Mars is a sign of action, sign of sort of aggression as well, and irritation and all that. So somehow maybe sitting down to do some meditation is not going to really help you, but actually doing, you know, and going out into nature could also be what facilitates your sense of well-being and connection to Spirit. Now, it's an individual path. All right, and I'm never one to prescribe to anybody, even my clients, you know, what kind of method they should do. I will normally tune in to what's right for them, get an essence for them, and get them to start where they are. Okay, so that's another really important. Start where you are with what you can do. Okay, and personally, I think a walking meditation is really, really fulfilling. It's actually allows you to sort of be out in the elements. Particularly when the weather is good, as you can see where I am, you know, the sun is shining through this window. And after I do this recording, personally, I am actually going to go out as well for a walk and connect to Spirit myself through nature, which is something I really recommend and I love. But do pray, both pray at night, if you need some guidance, and ask Spirit to guide you, okay? I really feel, you know, we're no longer in these times like back in the day where the coaching field was always about smart goals and how to get this and how to get that and all that. This is now a different era We are moving to the age of Aquarius as well. So it's more about the kind of the unseen, the invisible, being able to sort of attune yourself. The age of Aquarius is also an air sign. So it's very much about tapping into something beyond maybe what we can see as well. And I personally think the best prayer is to ask to be guided yourself, okay? And then you trust the flutterings of inspiration that come to you and trust it. Okay, because you have to get out of your own way to be able to trust, maybe to really go through another door. You know, maybe Spirit is also asking for some of you, maybe a question here, or maybe you're trying to figure out, is this the next step? Or, you know, maybe you've had a point of inspiration, okay? You know, with the King of Wands here, you want to act out something and you're actually not certain. Maybe this is a time to be asking, is this the right place for me? Or trusting the inspiration you're getting so you can actually move towards what it is that you really heartfeltly know will light you up. Okay, let me have a quick look at the bottom of the deck here. Yeah, I think for most of you, you know, an emotional connection to your center, your truth is really imperative, especially with wanting to build your new life. I've got the Seven of Pentacles here, and if you look at him, he's actually, it's like this is a time of putting seeds as well. All right, it's a really good time to be seeding your ideas and then allowing it to grow. You know, and maybe you do have several ideas, okay? Several options, several projects. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to start putting a workshop on. Maybe you want to take a spiritual retreat, or I don't know, I'm just sort of just coming out with ideas. Maybe you want to pick up an instrument or go back into a band, whatever it is, okay? Sometimes we can cultivate different ideas, trust it, seed them, and see which ones are going to come into fruition. This is like the biggest coins. Maybe, you know, he's planted these and you're going to find that you can actually see the most obvious one. So perhaps some of you are already at that stage where you've planted some seeds and you're beginning to see signs of energy around one particular idea. I would say follow that, okay? And then if you are quite multifaceted, all right, and you have very strings to your bow, then again, just trust that what you feel towards what you want to grow. Okay, and some things are not going to grow and some things will, but just make sure that you invest the right time where the reward, this is the other card at the bottom of the deck. So this is about equal balance, okay, of give and take. So if you're putting energy out towards something and the rewards are really slight, and no matter how many times you've put them out before, you're not really getting a response, don't judge yourself or take it personally. Maybe people are not ready for that kind of work or that kind of, maybe what it is that you want to put out. Just make sure whatever you want to put out is coming together. You see those two in the center there, that there is this element of reciprocal energy, be it in your relationships, partnering, and again, just paying attention to who's putting what energy and effort into them. All right, this is a good time to make some communication. Just make sure you don't get into an argument, because that could be possible with the alignments currently. But I would say as well that, let yourself be led by truthful communication and allow yourself to actually join forces with the people you know that's going to enrich your life, or the things that is going to enrich your life, okay? No more path following that is not serving your heart or your fulfillment, okay? So make that your key thing, because at the bottom of the card here, we've also, bottom of the deck here, we've also got the star. This to me is always the kind of the wish coming true, and also again sending out your thoughts out to the universe, okay? The star card is often represented in so many different ways, also sometimes to do with healing, so perhaps some kind of true healing and maybe letting go of some of your dysfunction, again your self-sabotage, whatever it is, and really giving it up, okay? But we do need to do some internal work, I wish it was as easy as throwing your thoughts out into the sky and then thinking, oh yeah, I'm now healed, okay? It really doesn't happen that way, but you can actually start bringing in maybe the right people to help you do the work to be able to clear up what you need to do, okay? So trust where you're at on this, on this sort of within this reading, okay? It's not going to resonate with everybody, but I hope there is something here right now for you. And anything else, yeah, this is time for you to actually move towards something that you love, okay? Even at the bottom of the oracle deck I've got here, that it's time to move forward, time to leave certain things behind, You know, we've got the journey card. And again, if you see, she's got a suitcase, so she can actually and has what it takes to make things happen. Take what you need as well and leave what's behind. If you notice, she's got a little, what's it called, handkerchief. She's kind of waving somebody or some situation goodbye. Do not be afraid. We have to leave things behind in order to move into much more of a new self. All right, we do have to be challenged sometimes out of the comfort zone. If you don't know where you're going, trust the unknown. Again, just trust. Sometimes you just maybe have to leave something behind. Maybe leave a project or a job. They do say always have some kind of financial security. I've not always done that, I have to say. Sometimes it's created a bit of a crisis, and other times, you know, I've always sort of just found my way because I'm willing to actually step up and go with the excitement, which is a very sort of Sagittarius thing about travel. You know, we're optimists. We tend to like to take risks and do things. Okay, so, you know, people might look at you thinking, oh my God, you're such a risk taker. But that's how we're wired. So again, accept the way you are. You know, accept the fact that you might end things just like that. And that's something that you do. And people might not agree with you. Okay. So I was just shuffling the Fairy Oracle deck. Okay, and you've got two cards that came out, and I love this. Okay, now whatever happens, if you do a boot, you know, just keep laughter in place. So again, this could be also playfulness, you know, going to a comedy club, do something that brings laughter. Okay, maybe sing a funny movie, or even laugh at yourself if you've got something wrong. You know, if maybe you did a real bleeper, maybe you really screwed up something. Again, just laugh. Or maybe if something is aggravating you, look at the funny side of it, or maybe even think about, if in 5 years' time or 2 years' time will I be laughing at this situation? You know, sometimes we can get so caught up and looking at something from such a narrow vision that we actually don't realize actually it could be quite funny. You know, in a year's time thinking, God, I can't believe that happened, or I can't believe that person was around, you know, and how funny. And, you know, you could find the laughter in that. So definitely some of you bring a bit of laughter into the context of your life, and certainly bring however that laughter is, okay? It's going to vary for different people. All right. I get tickling as well for some reason. That word came into mind. So again, I don't know, just get tickled, or maybe do something that's tickling your emotions, or, you know, whatever. Now, finally, in the last card for your spread is honoring true feelings as well. So this actually, for me, very much to do with what I've said already, and that is to actually really trust your heart and what you feel towards something. So again, with this sort of traffic lights, feel your way into it, because sometimes we can really logically think of our way into a solution. And that's really the old patriarchal kind of paradigm way of being. You know, we were forced to do things, we had to do things, and we've got this whole mental noise of shoulds. I should do that, or I should reply to that person, or I should, you know, everyone expects me to sort of stay at this job, you know, or, you know, my parents spent so much money investing in my education, and if I quit now, you know, and we tend to deny our feelings. So, you know, it takes a lot of courage to be, as you see, look, there's a lion there, to be the warrior in your life. And it does take courage, but you must listen to yourself, because when you honor your true feelings, you can really start creating something really quite beautiful, a brand new tapestry of your life. Okay, and again, for some reason, saying tapestry, there's that kind of like, you know, that hanging, wall hanging. You know, you want to make sure that whatever you create, you're proud of. Okay, that's something that makes you feel good. All right, so Sagittarians, I'm going to leave it here, my beautiful Saggies, because I know that you guys are. I do suggest that you go towards a river or a stream, particularly with the Scorpio, you know, water energy. A really good time to do that. I'm just getting at, some of you might actually want to shed a few tears as well. Maybe you've really had it hard for a bit as well, and you just want to have a little sort of meltdown or emotional cry about something. Maybe something's hurt you as well. Be okay with that. You know, try not to hide your feelings. Be honest with your feelings, you know, and so what if it's you know, on a train, you know, traveling or whatever. You know, a few weeks ago when I got the news of my mother collapsed and it wasn't looking very good, I ended up catching a train instead of driving, and I wasn't sure whether I should drive or not. It was a 6-7 hour drive ahead of me, and I was deliberating, but in the end, because of the shock of the news, I decided to catch a train, and I thought I'll just be better, just be able to read or whatever. But in the end, I just cried all the way down on the train. You know, I just couldn't stop crying. Sorry, it's just that she passed away.
But anyhow, you know, it's okay to show our feelings. It's okay to be honest about how we feel, you know, being vulnerable, and maybe however inconvenient it is. So I'm just saying to you as well, honor your feelings. They might come up out of the blue like this, but it's okay. And, you know, you get back on track and you find days to laugh with things and be with your people as well, Sagittarians. So I'm going to leave it here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And just trust that you're to go for what you really love, because you are being guided, and always turn to spirit for guidance. I'll end it here. All right. Bye for now. Bye.